Welcome to Apocalypse, Mr. Mannheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Huddle up, Embers. We're on the 30-yard line, and we gotta kick the ball into the new universe with Darkseid's Couch. I'm Mike.
This is James. That was pretty good.
I'm Shée.
Right.
Is the 30-yard line?
I don't know. I'm assuming 50-yard line would be
good?
too far away to kick a ball.
Well, yard is 3 feet.
I don't know. I'm from America.
Yeah.
Although it's American football, though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to nerd up football.
So why doesn't football use American measurements?
Oh, yeah, they do use yards, don't they?
Yeah, it's an American sport. They don't do it anywhere else.
Did we steal it from the British? Did we steal some aspect of it from the British?
No, it's the fact it's called football is strange.
Yeah. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, it's definitely not football.
I mean, you kick it like sometimes.
Sometimes it's running ball, really.
Yeah, tackle ball. I think I brought that up on the show before.
Yeah,
that's the main
ball.
feature of the sport is the tackling.
Keep the football under your arm ball? Yeah, absolutely.
It's much more like rugby, and rugby isn't called football.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Well,
dumb.
as far as we know.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't do this. Fuck this.
The worst people to do a sports comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All right, well, follow us on.
Yeah, let's just wrap this up. Let's give ourselves a week off.
It's funny because this is like our third time doing kickers.
Yeah, this is our third. Well, we'll get into all that. It is the big game because you can't say Super Bowl. I mean, I guess we can in the episode.
We've been saying Darkseid. We're still waiting that the hammer of copyright has come crashing down upon us.
Well,
let's get our football helmets on.
It has me worried that maybe even like Warner Brothers doesn't know how to spell Darkseid correctly, and that's why they found it.
That's what's saving us.
Yeah, we may need to think about that again.
Don't tell them.
Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna do our Super Bowl episode. I don't even know. Like, it's like the Cleveland Captains and the Mount something oil slicks or whatever. Who's playing?
I know it's not. I know it's not Green Bay.
Are the Bengals playing?
Because
what's a Bengal? Is that a dog? That's a beagle.
It's a tiger.
That's a cat.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
yeah.
A Bengal is a tiger.
No, it's an '80s rock group. It's an '80s pop group.
The Bengals.
That's the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
I bet they're great.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow any of this. I don't know. I don't even know the rules of football. I don't know how it's played.
I just judge I only know by what's going on based off of how upset people are on social media.
What's your favorite Super Bowl tradition? Is it telling everyone you only watch for the commercials, or is it telling everyone that you didn't think the commercials were very good this year?
All right. My favorite thing to do on the Super Bowl is to go to a Super Bowl party and hit on all the bored wives and girlfriends.
Yeah, they don't want to be there.
Like I'll flirt with them the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, you're really kind of scoring points there because this is what they've been looking for.
Yeah, I know. They're bored. Their man's not paying attention. I'm sexy.
They just want to have a conveation. They want to have an actual conversation.
I always know it's working when they start removing their like sweaters, and they have like low neck shirts. They want to make sure that I notice.
Oh, they wear their Stepford White sweaters around their necks, and
the goal is to get their guy to notice, so he stops watching the game to try to cock block me.
Oh, he's not stopping watching that game.
It happens,
Mike. What if he doesn't?
If he doesn't,
yeah,
is there a coat room?
The thing. What if he just doesn't?
I quietly get her number. That's what I do.
I mean, if you're in that relationship and you're really putting your spouse behind your enjoyment of the fucking game,
it's
like,
one
truly?
day, it's a game, it's a party. You know, there's chili.
Man.
There's my dick.
Oh, there is chili. I didn't realize there was chili. I'm sorry.
I used to be a bad guy. I don't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Well, again, I was assuming, like everything in the show, it's a fucking work. I wasn't taking it seriously.
Oh, it used to be. I used to not have any problems with it.
I'm gonna out nerd that though, and possibly out nerd James by saying every year on the Super Bowl, that's when I do my taxes.
Wow, you get all your tax information that early?
Usually.
She has a real like a normal human job.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Mike and I are self-employed. I get that shit in fucking March.
Yeah, if April sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I don't.
great.
I always have mine scheduled my CPA like early April.
Yeah, and then I'm running all my documents under my arm like a football, rushing to my CPA.
Yeah.
Just pushing people out of the way.
Yep. How crooked is your CPA?
I don't think she's crooked. I think she's legitimate, which is why it's so expensive.
Yeah, she's very nice.
Mine's a former outlaw biker who's a libertarian who doesn't believe in paying taxes to the government.
Sure. No way that's ever going to blow up on you.
And she has 9 children.
Holy fuck.
That's right. She looks like how I'm describing her.
She uses pregnancy as a birth control method.
Like, she's rad. Like, she would be smoking in her office if it was still allowed.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised she has an office.
Oh, yeah. It's fairly legit.
Yeah, it's legit ask. It's legit adjacent.
All I know is once she signs off, I'm now no longer legally responsible
Are
for
you
my tax
sure
return.
of that, though?
Nope.
Okay, because that may not
But are
be
we going to
true.
challenge it and Google it? Nope.
No, I wouldn't even know how to begin. No, but I know that there are some certain circumstances where your CPA is accountable if something goes wrong, if you're audited, and there's some circumstances when that is not the case.
I don't think I make enough money for the government to care. And I'm not doing anything illegal per se. I'm utilizing a lot of the same rules that everybody else uses.
Yeah.
As long as you don't make a certain amount, you don't need to itemize. You can have a general expense
Right.
thing.
I like that both the comic book fans and the football fans now get to hear about taxes.
Like they people that tuned in just for the football information that we have. Maybe they're about to place a bet with their bookie, and they're like, maybe I can get some inside Super Bowl knowledge.
Yeah.
This is their fault if they went to a fucking podcast called Dark Side's Couch for football knowledge.
When does this land? Because the Super Bowl is on a Sunday.
Well, I tell you, this is going to land 6 days before the Super Bowl, but we have something planned for. I don't want it to drop after the Super Bowl, especially because we have something else planned specially for that day. Because that day's Valentine's Day. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So, there's only so many days in the week.
And we are very romantic here at Dark Side's Couch.
Oh, we have a very romantic surprise coming up next week. Absolutely. Last week, I think I was the only one who did read the book, and this week I'm the only one who didn't. And both weeks I'm the only one who followed the rules.
Technically, I didn't read either.
Yes. So here's the deal. We've done a couple of these before where we read the book as we're recording for the first time. We have not looked at the book. In theory, that's how we do it. Mostly we've done these for a couple issues of Kickers. Let's see. I've got the notes here. Back in episode
what started it? What started when we got to Kickers? We're like,
I just thought it was fun. I just thought it would be a fun idea to just not know what we were getting into. And yeah, it worked out, and we realized, you don't really need to read these things ahead of time.
Nope. And that's when I stopped.
It was back in episode 167, we did issue 10 of Kickers, but way back in episode 57, we did issue 7. So we're coming right out of the events of that issue. Everybody remember where we left off with that issue?
Yes, Magniconte became a war criminal.
That was the one where they were worried they were going to lose the game, and it was like 76-2.
We're reading them out of order.
Maybe we should.
First one was that one.
Maybe we should make a Kickers wheel of the remaining.
I thought of that last week, but
that way we don't. That would alleviate. That would remove the issue of me having to go through them ahead of time, so I kind of know what happens. So that way, it truly is a blind read.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, we might have to do that. We could decide on it as we're recording, like when we start the show. We could do it at the beginning. A wheel at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
This is experimental, avant-garde stuff.
Why don't we just do that
next time?
Maybe that's just the whole show from now on.
It's just figuring out as we go.
Yeah, we'll do the wheel at the beginning of the episode and then just do it.
Maybe sometimes. I like having some grounding for what the hell we're talking about.
Right. Right.
So yeah, Kickers Incorporate. So we're gonna read this blind, but unfortunately, Shée read it last week because she just completely didn't realize protocol that the only way we ever read Kickers is blind.
Well, then good. Then she can lead us to some fucked up shit that we accidentally gloss over.
Gonna need to explain.
No, because I went out of my way to make sure that I got a little bit more fucked up than usual so that I can remember stuff. So you're welcome for my sacrifice.
I appreciate it. I always appreciate when people medicate themselves.
Yeah.
For my benefit.
Yeah, right. I did it for you.
Oh, that's not a little rapey. Huh.
Mike just is having a existential crisis.
Like, what does that mean? Does that mean that's like going to a bar and being sober and picking up drunk chicks?
Yeah, there's no time for self-examination right now. You gotta be thinking about football and comic books.
As soon as that became wrong, I stopped doing it.
Yeah. As soon as somebody told me that I shouldn't be taking advantage of women.
I didn't assume. I just thought it was something you did. You go to the bar, you find a girl, and if she's a little drunk, no problem.
You save these romantic ideas for our Valentine's Day episode next week. Right now, it's guy stuff. It's kickers.
As soon as someone was like, Mike, that's super gross. I'm like, oh, is it? I'm going to stop doing it.
I need to be told everything not to do before I stop doing it. Kickers Incorporated. This is from the New Universe. Launched in '86. This was the line of Marvel books that was supposed to have, separate from the main continuity, it was supposed to have no superpowers or superheroes or occult stuff. Abandoned that immediately. Like from issue 1, that was no longer relevant.
I like a lot of their New Universe ideas. I thought some of these books were cool. I like Kickers. I like some of their other stuff too.
Wow. Well, this was Tom DeFalco and Ron Frenz created this concept, but then Jim Shooter mandated it be all shootered up into this mess. By the time we get to this issue 8, both those creators had jumped off of this. They were completely done with this thing. The concept is the fictional New York Smashers football team, when they got a free minute, they go solve crimes.
How is that? Okay, so we're laughing about that, right? How bizarre that would be? Because they wouldn't have any time, right?
That's part of the problem, yeah.
How is that any different from all the other superheroes with secret identities? At least here, they're already part of a training program to make them physically capable, right? They tell people that they're an investigation group as well as a football team, so that removes a lot of issues of trying to keep things secret, so they can free up some time there. This is more plausible than a lot of I'm an investigative journalist as well as a highly trained superhero. Right. No, you're not. You know how hard it is to be a journalist?
I'll say a couple things. Number one, these are football players with head injuries, so they ain't solving anything.
So are all the superheroes.
The mystery of where they found their car keys.
Yeah, Moon Knight's head is fine.
Well, his whole thing is that he's fucked up. Secondly, I'll say there's 3 of us, okay? There's at least 5 people involved with the Kickers Inc. organization. You see how hard it is just to get the 3 of us together for a fucking podcast? How easy is it going to get all 5 of these people together to solve crimes?
They're already together for football practice.
They go straight from work?
Yes!
They leave the field and go to a mystery?
Yes. James, back in the day, you and I used to go straight from work to go record podcasts.
Yeah, that was true. Yeah, but I was half-assing both sides of that.
I mean, I still am. That hasn't changed.
A real quick roll call of who's in Kickers Inc. Suicide, who is Thomas Smith, Dasher, who is Dallas Corbin, Brickwall, who is Buford Wall, Doll, Boof, the Boof, Doll, who is Darlene Magniconte, and they're all led by the only one with superpowers, Jack Magniconte, Mr. Magnificent. He has superhuman strength and endurance from a combination of exposure to radiation and an experimental muscle-enhancing device, steroids.
Yeah, I mean, it's just TRT. He's over 40, right?
Yes.
You're supposed to do that anyway.
Well, he's white-haired. Yeah, he's an older man.
I'm already looking into it.
Yeah, might as well. It's your body, your choice.
I tell you, about, right? This last year, just I went from being invincible, and then all of a sudden that I'm putting on fat for no reason. It's harder to get through my workouts. What the fuck? It just happened real quick.
I don't know, man. It's been equally miserable for me all my life. So I think I was prepared for anything middle age could throw at me.
Fuck that. I'm taking drugs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have that shot in the ass once a week.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Enough to make me superhuman, but not so much that it shrinks my balls.
That's a delicate balance.
It is.
I gotta do the Rock protocol.
Right.
I'm sure his balls are huge.
I don't.
I don't know if I noticed this before or not, but Dallas Corbin, isn't Corbin Dallas the dude from Fifth Element?
Yes. I don't know. Is that the case?
Yes.
That's funny.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. Well, that's.
I think. I remember it being great.
What I dredged out of the background of my brain tells me it's good. And what's also good is this comic book. I'm sure we're due for a great one.
When you were giving off roll call and you said Darlene Magniconte, I was like, holy shit, Magniconte's first name is Darlene? And I haven't been making jokes about that this whole time? I forgot he had a wife.
Mr. Magnificent, Jack Magniconte.
Magniconte.
Jesus Christ.
I was saying that name last night and just cracking myself up in the Hank Hill voice.
While you were secretly reading the book?
Yes. I gotta get ahead.
No, while he was watching a PSA scream about going to hell if you do drugs.
Oh, yeah. What's his name again?
Lou Albano.
Lou Albano. We should put that on the Twitter.
Actually, a listener reminded me of it. They sent it to me today.
That's great. It's
I
great.
immediately sent it to you guys. For some reason, they were like, "Has Shée heard this? Shée, you're way more popular on Twitter than like all of us. I don't understand."
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Shée, if you started doing, you got the Instagram, if you started doing videos with your face so that people could see your face, you would have a massive fan base.
No, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, they
we do.
Yeah, they
we
do. They do.
Embrace it.
Do foot videos or something. Like I'm
Embrace
telling
Oh,
your-
you.
what the fuck? Why did we go from my face to my feet?
Embrace
Both.
your nerd hotness.
Yeah, it really works. Like I'm shameless enough to endorse this.
Yeah, guys are super lonely.
Everything got weird.
I've said it before, but it's still true. Like, you want this show to succeed or not?
Yeah, right?
I
Pour
guarantee
yourself
you.
out.
Look,
It's not
I'm not-
whoring yourself out. Don't be shaming people.
Yeah, there's nothing
Sell your
shameful.
farts in a glass jar.
It's
No,
your
that'll
body.
give me a heart attack.
That lady is fucking based.
Yeah, I saw that too. She's doing great. I saw the lady who's selling her pee for like $75 a glass.
God damn, these
Oh.
people are fucking geniuses. Who's buying all this? I think it's just one super rich guy.
It's lonely dudes. No, because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the people that get into this, which are a lot of the guys on the internet, they say like this is their paycheck. Like they're not. This isn't disposable income. This is what was supposed to be going to rent.
I thought it was all programmers and shit. Like isolated guys just doing code all day that make
Yeah.
$1 million a year.
Them coders ain't making $1 million a year.
I know a few. I know some coders that make a fuck ton of money and they got nothing else going on. They can afford fart in a glass.
I think that we should really focus on the important part here, which is what are people saying about me on Twitter?
They'll just be like, "Has Shea heard of this?"
Yeah,
I'll
they
be like,
wanna know
"What? What about
you're up
me?"
to. I have
What
said
do I-
before, Shay, you should do like girl comic video reviews on Instagram in the name
Is
of Dark
that
Side's
a
Couch.
girl doing reviews of comics, or is
Whatever.
that me reviewing girl comics?
Whatever. It's your
Whatever
review. Do whatever you
do
want.
mini reviews because we won't let you do those girl comics on the show. So you do them on Instagram. They'll be huge.
How are any of these not comics for girls? It's all about giant muscle men with huge dicks.
Yeah, it's weird that it's weird looking back over the last 75 or so years of comic book history and thinking that boys were the ones more attracted to this.
I don't know
Doesn't
about
make sense.
maybe it's just now because like women seem to be extra thirsty these days.
Yeah, well, because all the men are terrible betas. They got no choices.
Yeah,
they got to go to fishing.
They are like women are getting really
Horny?
aggressive. I love it.
That's
Yeah.
that's the word. Corny. It's quarantine
Corny?
and horny. Put
Quarantine
together.
and horny. It's perfect.
They're corny.
It's perfect time for a Chad like myself.
Yeah, stir the pot.
You
all
better
right,
start going to those Super Bowl parties again, Mike.
I know, right? Fuck all your wives. Raise my son.
Christ. I do have the credits here. All right. I do have the credits here. I swear I have not looked at the book. It's Kickers Inc., issue 8, 1987, a book called All or Nothing, written by Terry Cavanaugh and Ron Altaville, art by Larry Alexander and Tony DeZuniga, co-creator of Jonah Hex, or maybe sole creator. I don't know.
I love on the cover. There's like that has the Marvel symbol. It has the the thing in the top left that has a square, and it has
Yeah,
like the. I usually have like Spider-Man's head, and like
Yeah.
here it's got like it has Magniconte wearing a pair of blue slacks.
Yes, showing off. He's proud of them too.
And a weird vest.
Comic tropes on YouTube. I love comic tropes on YouTube. He did a whole video on the Marvel corner box. And how like that's over there because back in the days of the newsstands, that would be the part of when you had all those comics shoved on the shelf, that was the part that stuck out that you could see. So you could just see like, oh yeah, I see Spider-Man's head. I grabbed that.
They're genius.
Yeah,
I
it
do like
worked out
those
really well.
videos. That
Those
guy's
videos are
nifty.
fantastic. Yeah, the guy's really good. Comic
I'll have
tropes
to
on
check it.
YouTube.
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
They are really great. He's been doing it for years. He does really in-depth videos on all sorts of arcane things about comic books. Don't watch it instead of listening to this podcast. Watch
No,
it
in
tandem.
conjunction.
Yeah.
Not in tandem, in conjunction.
Just all you need to do is just press play on every episode,
Yeah,
and then just
just let
turn
it
the
go.
audio off,
Yeah, let it go.
and just let it
Yeah.
run.
What
That's all you gotta
gotta
do.
You know, yeah, it's barely any electricity. Just fucking do it. Do us a favor. We'd do it for you.
And then rate us 5 stars,
Yeah, and then rate it. Smack that 5-star on Spotify.
and
All
let me
right.
fuck your wife.
And
Well, don't let me. It won't be any fun then.
yeah, I mean, you're not gonna stop them.
Just like ignoring the obvious signs.
Yeah. So yeah, on the cover here, I don't know why Mike picked this particular cover, but we see one of our guys. I don't think it's Magniconte, and he's being ambushed. We can see
Yes,
in
it
the
is
reflection of his-
Magniconte because
Is it?
look at the white hair under his helmet.
Oh, you
up
can't see
between
a
his
little bit
eyes.
of it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's we see the reflection of him being tackled by other players in his helmet, but that's not football helmets aren't mirrors. They're not mirror balls. Not the
And
Peace Maker helmet.
his helmet is like kind of shattered.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look at what we got here.
And the mouth guard cover thing is broken. What is
Useless.
that even called?
I don't know. It's just a guard. Yeah.
Face
rings,
guards?
What it is.
Those rings are
Sure.
that's in the front of your helmet.
We're great at sports.
I love sports. I love optimizing SEO for hashtag gains. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those words don't go together.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So as when we
said?
left off with the kickers, they were going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yep. And here Magniconte is getting his weekly tren injection.
He's in the lab. Yeah, and somebody's walking in with a syringe.
He's like, "You hungry, Magniconte? Because here comes your tren bologna sandwich."
Well, his pants are up though. Like Magniconte, you don't understand how this is done.
Can you remind me what tren is? Like I know it's a I know
Trenbolone, it's a steroid. Trenbolone, yeah. It's a steroid.
Okay.
It's a dangerous steroid. You're not supposed to do it.
Okay.
That's how Hugh Jackman got so fucking ripped at his age to be in those Wolverine movies. Like that, none of that's natural.
It's named after Trenedict Arnold, notorious traitor.
And like I know Magniconte is saying shit, but he's wearing a shirt that says Smashers, and his hands are in their fists. He's like Magniconte smash.
He's doing Hulk hands, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not reading all this shit.
He looks like Magniconte looks like he's had a head injury.
Yeah,
Look at this,
I'm sure
staring
he
down,
has.
staring at the table, getting his
Why
injections.
does he also has like a wrist, not a wrist, an arm tattoo
Oh
No, it's
yeah,
a
he
tourniquet.
does. No. He's got like a word
underneath.
Yeah. Can you zoom in on that or something?
No,
It says
that's
snap.
just some shadow. Yeah, it's snap because of
that's
the
okay.
syringe is snapping when it goes into his.
I'm
into
gonna
his
assume
ear.
Okay.
that he got a tattoo that says "Oh snap."
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
not
gonna
bad.
also.
Now, as remember, Magniconte, he had to exhaust himself before playing football because otherwise he'll kill people on the field.
Right, and while he's getting his steroid injection from his doctor, he's having flashbacks of
Yes.
playing football and killing lions.
He did kill a lion in the last issue when we read
He
I
that.
did.
forgot. Yeah, he palm striked one in the neck, snapping its
Fucking
neck.
snapped.
Look at the personality in that lion's face. Look how distressed he is.
Oh, that's going to be the Twitter profile.
That's the Twitter profile. He's so-
distressed. Can we like get a sound effect for that distressed lion?
Oh, yeah,
That's
I don't know.
something-
I don't
Fuck
know.
sound great.
I don't know.
No lion's ever experienced this kind of pain before.
Like, is this book gonna be rated 3 out of 5? Distressed lions with their necks broken. Snap.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't know this was coming. This is the albatross of the blind read.
I'm assuming that he's actually getting drug tested and not getting.
Yeah,
an
they're probably
injection of
checking. I mean, he is going to the
steroids.
Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, right. So, I think he has to pretend that he's hurting. So he goes, ouch, 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 but he's not really hurting. He's like telling
Yep.
himself to say it. That's
Yep.
funny.
Yep. And the guy's like, "Who's the little baby, huh? Doesn't like needles, little baby?" And he like tussles his hair.
I don't know, man. I'm not okay with needles at all, and I break into like being a child.
How do you do
Yeah.
drugs? How do you do needle drugs specifically?
I
No,
don't.
she snorts only. Snorting only.
Yeah.
That's how I was. I was a coward about it too.
Yep.
James can attest. I had to go to the ER once, and they had to draw blood, and I freaked out because I was not expecting it. And the
Also-
guy was so good with me, and like, "You're doing so great." And I remember yelling at him, "Stop lying to me,"
Why don't you
Same
just
thing with
close
the
your
dentist.
Why don't you just close your eyes?
because I can still feel it. It's not about watching it.
It takes
I
a
don't
second.
watch.
It takes like
I
barely
still feel it.
It's a
God,
pinch.
Shea, you need a cowboy up.
Yeah.
I'm better now. I ended up having a like 6 weeks of an allergic reaction thing, and I had to go and get a bunch of IVs. And at that point, I got over it.
Shea, I'm gonna tie you to a chair and just start punching you in the face till you get over your fear of things.
No.
That's
and
how
I got
Magniconte got where he
vaxxed.
is.
Get vaxxed.
Your pussy fear of being punched in the face, as my dad used to call it.
All right. So now we're out on the field and they're interviewing some of the smashers, presumably going to the Super Bowl. And there's Ricardo Montalban.
Are they going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Just making this up?
No, the last issue, which was the first issue we read blind, which was about 100 episodes ago. That one at the end, they beat the spread and won a game, and they were going to the Super Bowl.
And then they fought a lion to the death.
Yeah. Well,
And
no, they fought the
carnies.
lion. They killed the lion first.
Who was
Uh,
doing? When did they have the cocaine?
No, that was
No, that was
the new wave.
The new wave.
Oh, this one did not involve cocaine.
No, we were reading a lot of.
Okay.
Well,
circus books for some
I'm
reason.
reading it.
Yeah, little tangentially. So yeah, and then I don't know really what's happening here. One of the guys is upset, and so he's trying to run away. And so one of the other smashers threw a football at him and tackled him, and he looks like a beta chump in front of a bunch of children.
Right? They all laugh at his dick size.
Yeah, his pants fell down. Yep. And
Check
so
this
then,
out, kids.
then the other smasher, who I think is maybe suicide, he's picking up these kids and tossing them around because it was
No,
the 80s. And that happened.
Suicide is the guy. I remember because he was when they went to go fight that war. He like was all about it until he like injured his ribs, and then he like couldn't play, and he was like, "Man, why is this happening to me? Because you fight in wars, stupid."
Yeah. That's another thing. They're going to be too exhausted to go play football the next day.
No, that's where the trend comes in.
It doesn't.
They just don't feel their bodies.
Yeah, it can't completely defy all laws of physics and physiology.
You can
It ain't that powerful.
I mean, you're
No,
gonna have
think about the people that get all hopped up on meth and stuff and then go
Yeah.
berserk.
you can be pretty superhuman at the expense of later on.
I don't know, man.
JFK was all fucked up, and look how much he could do.
Right? Look how much Hitler got done. He loved meth.
Oh yeah.
Always comes back to Hitler and meth every time.
And JFK.
So they're showing off for these kids. I guess I really don't know why, but they are, and it's going well. The kids are loving this. They're eating shit
And there's
up.
and then there's a purple team. Let's see what they're called.
The Crushers.
Right, so there's the Smashers and the Crushers. Man, that's
Yeah.
original.
Going to
guess
the Super Bowl.
It sounds like they all had like Native American team names, and they all had to
I
change
was
them.
just about to say the same thing. They all had inappropriate team names, and this is what we're left with.
Very
And as
problematic.
so I grew up in Georgia for 10 plus years, and so I look back at following the Braves and everything and go like, oh no.
Wait a minute, they don't own Brave. Lots of people are brave.
Yeah,
No,
come
but
on.
the
You know what they were
tomahawk
saying.
chop. Yeah,
They
you
know
do the
what they
tomahawk
were
chop
doing.
when you do it.
Well,
when
they
you watch
invent
them and stuff.
tomahawks. I'm sure, like
No, but we should
Europeans
not
had
be
'em.
doing that.
I didn't tell those people to storm the Capitol.
Oh my god.
Like, fuck, we know what you were doing.
Trump has become the new Hitler, by the way. Everything leads
No.
back to fucking Trump.
Every president is called
by
the
that,
new Hitler.
By
That I mean, no,
you're right, by that, yeah.
don't fucking sound clip that. I mean, like in terms of everything goes
Oh.
back to Hitler.
Too late.
Everything
You're
goes
right.
back to
Recording.
Trump now.
I think that's better though. It's better if things go back to Trump than Hitler, right?
We needed a new Hitler. Like the old one was getting real. It was,
We
it was
were
really getting
due.
hacky. It was getting hacky, keeping referencing Hitler.
I
over and
just
over.
figured it'd be Putin though.
Right? Or Bin
No.
Laden. Bin Laden didn't work out at all.
Yeah, he couldn't even resist the SEAL Team 6.
One of the problems is we ended up sympathizing with his cause. That was the
Yeah.
problem.
Dude, he's making some good points. I don't like his methods, but
Oh, I wonder why they attacked the World Trade Center.
no. So
What's wrong with World Trade?
so then Magniconte shows up wearing a sensible yellow shirt. He's late to this press release.
Oh, and here he insults a deaf woman.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
yelling
he
at
does on
Harley.
accident.
Yeah. I guess they were filming a commercial. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
he knows her and he didn't know she was deaf. And so she's yelling at her. And then he literally does what are you, deaf? And somebody has to go, yeah, she is.
You insensitive
Oh.
fucking shitbag.
Yeah, Magniconte's canceled. Get him out of here.
Yeah, he's canceled. He can't play in the Super Bowl.
He's not playing. Nowadays, you have to kneel to get kicked out.
And
Back then,
he walks in the field and everyone kneels because they don't want him playing. That's what he said about deaf people.
this guy. I mean, he is murdering people on the field. I mean, that's kind of an asset.
Well, he's Brett Favre.
Yeah, he gets away with it.
I mean,
Taking
Brett
pics
Favre
on
was.
the field.
Speaking of like, you want to mention like how people are able to like do drugs and then play football and then do other shit. His name was Brett Favre, and he was pilled out of his mind for most of his career.
I mean, his body's probably broken down by now. Like, he's probably a wreck.
Who's
Yeah.
Brett Favre again? Is he
was
the one on all the billboards?
No,
No,
that
that's,
is Urlacher.
Urlacher? Yeah,
Urlacher?
Yeah, Urlacher. He's because he got his hair back. We have to
Yep.
be happy for him about that.
And I'm writing that number down.
Yeah.
It doesn't look.
have
It doesn't look good. I have to
They-
say.
no, it doesn't. Well, also he's got a weird shaped head. He looks better bald.
It looks like he's wearing a hair system, and that never looks good.
Yeah. So so Magniconte gets in a car with with Darlene, who I guess is his wife, Doll. They call her
And,
Doll.
And Frank Costanza stops short with
Yeah,
him.
he does the stop short move. Shée doesn't know that because she doesn't appreciate fine entertainment.
She's too young.
That is not why. That is not
She
the
doesn't
reason
know about
why.
Seinfeld.
I'm not that. You make it sound like I'm 18.
She was watching what's a
Bring it
show
on.
that young
Melrose
people
Place?
liked? Yeah, no, that was the same time as Seinfeld.
Yeah. Oh, you're thinking about something a little later? Probably
Yeah, she
something on the
was,
CW.
Miley Cyrus.
Oh yeah,
Miley
Hannah
Cyrus show.
Montana.
Hannah Montana, yeah. Hannah Montana, the best show ever.
Never saw it.
I gotta say, I like this Hannah Montana girl.
I actually used to love King of the Hill, but you guys are fucking ruining it for me.
Yeah.
How you doing, Hank? Well, last night I was jocking it to Hannah Montana and Peggy walked in on me.
Whacking off in my tool shed.
Whacking off to the Hannah Montana.
I go to Tom Anderson. I go to the proto Hank Hill, Tom Anderson. Those are those two kids whacking off in my tool shed.
Were Beavis and Butthead whacking off in his tool shed? I never
Yes.
watched the I only watched the Beavis and Butthead movie.
He kept hiring them to do odd jobs, but he didn't realize that they were also the kids that were doing all the shit to him in the behind the scenes.
But why were they jacking off in his tool shed? Because Beavis and Butthead owned a home, didn't they?
I don't think they were in a home, but I don't think they owned it. I think it was one of their parents' home, and they were just nobody was ever there.
All right.
Supervised.
Oh, but this reminds me though. Speaking of idiots doing things, I had somebody
show?
reach
You
out
got
to me.
plugs?
I had somebody reach out to me to spread the word here. I just remembered something about Mike. So he said something about being able to focus and unfocus his eyes at will.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something only people with ADHD can do.
Oh, really? That explains a lot.
Who?
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what we've been told.
Okay.
You
No,
also
I'm-
learned people with ADHD could do seduce wives at Super Bowl parties. And we can successfully mix cocaine and heroin together.
Mm-hmm. Is that Speedball?
Yes, it is, James.
There we
That's
go.
a speedball. That was my jam back in the day.
So they named that superhero after. yeah.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
I used to party, Shea. You have no
yeah,
idea.
no joke.
There is entirely too much text on this page. I ain't reading this.
Don't
Can we
bother.
read a book?
It doesn't matter.
Thank you,
Yeah,
James.
what happened, Shea?
Well, James, welcome to How I Do the
I
Show.
can tell you what happened.
And
Yeah,
I
tell-
read
yeah,
actual
tell us
books.
what
I have a
happened.
stack
She's
of actual
yelling at him
books.
because he keeps doing shit without thinking about it, and she's like, "Why do you keep doing shit without thinking about it?"
Because he's on
Roid
trend.
rage.
Yeah, he's taking
Yeah, but she
fucking-
doesn't get that.
She says that,
And then he-
to prove
yeah.
her wrong, he smashes a
Yeah, so then he loses his temper, and it like a piece of shard gets in her eye or
sorry,
something.
baby.
She like tells him to leave, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I'm dangerous." So then he runs away because
baby,
he doesn't
what-
think.
Why'd you get me so mad, baby? This is really your fault.
This is pretty accurate to how life is like for NFL football players.
Yeah, he Ike Turnered it.
Yeah. Or NFL football player.
How many
Jesus.
fucking NFL football players / former football players have started murdering people?
He's like, I gotta go outside and train my killer attack dogs for their fights.
A higher percentage than it should be
Yes.
is the answer to that. So yeah, he decides to leave the room because he thinks that's gonna get him the upper hand. I
Wait,
walked out on this
wait.
fight.
Wait, a higher percentage than should be? These are people who were first of all like force fed to be gigantic,
Yeah.
taught since birth to play a hyper competitive, hyper violent
Right.
sport, and you're surprised when they're aggressive at home?
Well, you put it that way.
It's like when like cops beat their wives. It's like, what do you think is gonna happen?
Yeah. It's a terrible hell.
You're not supposed to be a pro football player. You're not supposed to be a cop. You're not supposed to be in the fucking army. You're not. It's terrible for your fucking mental state.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're supporting these. Well, not the army ones, but you're watching the wrestling and the football. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching either of those things.
The football. God, James, they're the best.
Yeah, this is the football. You get guys together in their little purple onesies and they throw the football.
Right, with their offensive football team names,
The old
based off of the
pigskin.
indigenous group that killed.
Yep. Well, speaking of, then we see the other team, the Crushers, and they're practicing, and they seem like they kind of got their shit together. One guy does a Mario jump and catches football in midair. That's pretty good.
Yeah, notice how they don't insult deaf people.
Yeah, they have the moral high ground at least. They might lose the game, but
Yep.
no, they're cheering and chanting because they're so focused. And
Hey, look
so
how
they're-
focused that guy is. He's crazy focused.
Yeah, these guys are on the same page here.
Must be all that meth in their Gatorade.
I think
Yeah.
what they're trying to establish here is that the Crushers are a way better team, and you know what else? They don't have to go solve a crime tonight, so they're going to be
Yeah,
rested up.
And notice how they're having domestic issues with their wives.
They didn't see their wives last night. They saw a strip club.
And I can see the coach there smelling the finger that's been doing stuff.
Yeah, maybe you just need to be, if you're going to go into like pro football, you're just not allowed to have a family.
No.
Yeah, you got to be a swinging bachelor.
Yep. I mean,
Unless you're
come
Russell
on.
Wilson.
Who's Russell Wilson?
He's a football player.
Sounds like his name is Russell Wilson. That's a pretty
Yeah.
football player name.
I don't like it. I don't like people with 2 first names.
Right?
Makes me uncomfortable. What are you hiding?
I'm named Mike twice.
What?
Yeah, when you're Catholic, and you're like 12 or whatever, you're confirmed, and you have to take a saint's name. And I took Michael again, so I'm
What's your middle
Oh.
name?
Paul.
So you're
Wow.
Michael Paul Michael?
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
have,
like any of that.
I have 3 first names.
Wow. Yeah, I think we kind of need to shut down the show again. Like I was joking about it earlier, but that makes me supremely uncomfortable.
Oh, Mike, I didn't know you were a fucking count.
Well, first of all, I don't know what this Catholicism thing is that you're talking about. I don't know what that's about. That's throwing me off to begin with.
That's
But
called.
then,
That's called. They didn't like that Jesus wasn't part of all the other religions, so they just kind of just stuffed them all in together in one made-up story.
Now, Jesus, this guy, I've heard of I know this name.
He's the best football player.
Yes. I only saw one set of cleat prints in the fucking AstroTurf.
Mm-hmm.
So then I guess these are the Smashers practicing. They found some
Yes.
time to practice for the Super Bowl. They figured maybe they should get a quick practice in before the Super Bowl.
You know, I don't see them going out doing any of their other stuff, and maybe they're taking this
Yeah.
game seriously.
They're actually going to focus on this one.
There's a guy wearing a suit, smoking a cigarette, and behind him there's a sign. But at first glance, I thought it said "Smash the Wieners."
Yeah, it says smash the wreckers. Go smash those wreckers.
I wonder if
Magniconte.
I wonder if they have a sign called "Wreck the Smashers."
Yeah, at the Crushers. The Crushers.
What if the two like street teams, they were like supporting the teams, they ran into each other on like the
Right.
train with their opposing signs?
Well, but the other team is the Crushers, so shouldn't say smash the Crushers? Who are the wreckers in all this?
Oh, right. Who are the Wreckers?
I don't
Maybe
know.
they're the wreckers and not the crushers then.
Yeah, maybe we just got it wrong. Crusher's the name of the absorbing man, who we keep
Crusher
running
Wait,
into.
Crusher.
aren't they the wreckers?
No, there's a Smashers.
Whoa.
You know, where are the animal names? I thought like these football teams all have
Yeah.
these animal names and stuff.
No, wasn't intimidating enough.
I know there's the Raiders, which is
Yeah.
white people.
Yep. Well, I think they're Vikings with eye patches on their.
Those are white people.
Yeah, sure.
What
they're
are
very white people.
Packers?
Oh, well,
Well, sexual deviants.
yes,
People that don't think you have to get an enema first.
they're tops.
Right.
All right. So I guess this is Coach Kirby, which I assume was named after Jack Kirby. I'm sure his proudest achievement is being a.
When you said
Name.
Coach Kirby, I thought of the little Nintendo guy with a coach hat.
Aw, that'd be adorable.
I know,
That
right?
is. Yeah. Nope. This is just a guy who smokes a lot.
Right. As do all guys.
I like to imagine that he has no, because I remember I actually looked at the last issue to brush up for this, make sure I knew what was happening. And there's a scene where Coach Kirby gets pissed off and he throws a football at one of the guys in the locker room, but he throws it sideways like he doesn't know how a football works.
Oh, like a bitch?
Like a
Yeah.
frisbee?
I like to, I
Or
like
sheep?
to imagine.
Like they're horses or sheep?
No, I like to imagine that Coach Kirby literally doesn't know how to play football and he's been faking it this whole time. He's doing what I would do if I ended up in the position of having to coach a football team.
I'll teach you how to throw a spiral, dude. It's not hard.
He was the first
What do you-
Ted Lasso.
What are you, my dad?
No, I love you.
Yeah, he didn't do it either.
Aw, that was so sweet.
Mike probably does love me more than my father. That's probably true.
Mike, do you want to be his dad?
Oh, well, I mean, I'd be pretty proud of him.
Well, he is a couple
Aw.
months younger than me. Mike is a couple months younger than
James
me.
is like a success, so I'd be very proud of him.
Man, I don't know. I'm welling up with a strange, what was it Seinfeld said? This strange salty discharge in my eyes.
What is this? Yeah, right?
When he learned how to feel.
And then George like reciprocates and he goes, he's not into it anymore or whatever.
If only
That's
there
a
were a
classic.
Seinfeld comic book.
Maybe. There's
It
gotta
seems
be.
highly unlikely, but
Maybe
we'll look
there's a
into that.
Mad Magazine.
I'm
like,
sure there's
spoof.
I'm sure there's a bunch where they do like cameos kind of shit.
We did find Married with Children.
Yeah, but I think the bar was lower. I think Married with Children was clearly just designed to make some money. Seinfeld was actually people cared making that show. Like,
I don't know. They're both stupid sitcoms.
I mean, they're both great, both fantastic. All right. Then this one dude yells at Magniconte and asks him, where is his responsibility to America? I wonder what the background was on that.
I know. Maybe he was supporting Iraq.
I think this probably has something to do with, okay, well, Magniconte is saying he's not on drugs.
They think he's on steroids because of his superpowers. Why doesn't he just tell him, like, yeah, I have superpowers. I really shouldn't be playing football.
He says, I had the commission test me because of those megavitamins my brother was giving me since college. Yeah, those,
Yeah.
that's steroids, bro. How naive are you?
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Like they
Do
go to
you
his
seriously not know?
I did a quick Google about Seinfeld comics, and there's not one, but coincidentally, there's a variant cover for the new Batman Superman World's Finest that's coming out, written by Mark Waid, that has Seinfeld on it. You can see.
Yeah, I can see it. Oh, yeah, he's driving a car.
Yeah.
The comedians in cars getting coffee.
Oh, yeah.
He does like cars.
Driving by the school.
Driving by. Seeing what hot 17-year-old piece of ass might be in there.
I should let
Costanza.
I should let that go. The age of consent in New York is 17. He technically
It
followed the
wasn't
rules.
illegal what he was doing. It was just, let's say north of 18. Let's stay up there.
Oh,
A lot of good stuff happening north of 18. A lot of good stuff.
Maybe they really liked each other. Like, it's probably not for me
I'm
to
sure
say.
they did. I'm sure they did.
I dated a girl who she was very short and looked a lot younger than she was. She was like almost 30, but if she told people she was 16, like it wouldn't be in question. Her favorite thing to do to fuck with me is when we were walking by police officers, she would yell out, "I'm so glad you like taking me out despite the fact I'm 16." I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up."
So yeah, I guess he's got some sort of issue. So somebody's yelling at him, Magniconte, for being so naive to think that those pills were acceptable vitamins.
Yeah, right. What did Hank Hill's the game of Go Juice?
Well, that's a side effect of the marijuana poisoning.
No, they were talking about how like their coach in high school would give something called Go Juice.
Yes.
And then Boomheimer was like, "Dang old methamphetamines, man."
Yeah,
Bill mentions it.
Hank Hill did a bunch of meth.
No,
Yeah.
Bill mentions it, I think.
I did growing up. What do you think?
Yeah,
That's what Adderall is.
Yeah, but you're no Hank Hill. You're no Hank Hill, son.
I gotta say, when I was
Dad.
before I stopped taking it and started selling it, like I was playing sports and getting straight A's.
Wow. Yeah, but now you're much more fulfilled inside.
I can go to bed now and sleep.
More peace.
Now you got those dollar bills.
I can actually go to bed now. That was something that never happened growing up.
All right. So then I guess we see the Smashers continuing to practice. They look like they're garbage.
Yeah.
These guys are terrible at this. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I think we're meant to see that. Oh, okay. The Wreckers are clearly they're gonna sweep this thing easy.
Yeah, right. They're all tired from their investigations. We gotta go find Susie's cat later, guys.
Need some of Magniconte's beta vitamins, or where the fuck they were, to get through this.
Well, they're not beta vitamins. It's what happens when you get off the vitamins that turns you beta.
Yeah. You can't unshrink those testicles.
Yeah, well, you can. You can unshrink them. Like once you get off, it's just if you take it for too long, your body forgets how to make its own testosterone.
I don't occasionally hear about somebody like, they lose a testicle for one reason or another. They shot themselves in the testicle or whatever. They have to like get a replacement, like a prosthetic one. I go like, of all the parts of my body that I would be fine with having a prosthetic one is a prosthetic testicle. Who cares?
Maybe it's like, let's say you lose a toe and you're a little wobbly. They're worried about, maybe it like fucks with your equilibrium.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know, man. I'd want to weigh them and make sure I get the right testicle for my weight and everything and get that right.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. Do you have one? I have one testicle that's bigger than the other.
Okay.
So if I lost the smaller one, I would want a one to match it.
Well, that's normal, isn't it? Isn't that
I don't
supposed to be?
Men
I
are
don't know
ashamed
if
of
it's
their
normal.
bodies, so we don't talk about it.
Are you unable to walk in a straight line? Do you veer to the left a little bit as you're walking?
Well, that could be for a variety of reasons.
Like a car with uneven tire pressure?
What? That's all right. Is that true? Does that work? How
If you're-
uneven is that tire pressure? That's a flat tire.
If your PSI is off a little bit, you're going to veer one way or the other, Mister. It's going to happen.
I think your PSI is a little off.
How are
Well, I didn't have a
this
father
episode?
figure.
This episode has involved taxes and
Mm-hmm.
PSIs. Like Jesus, what we are old fucks.
You're right. There haven't been enough tangents yet.
I'm practicing for the Super Bowl party, ignoring the football to talk about things that.
Man,
little
there's a
more
lot of
interesting.
text in this. I was really hoping it was just a lot of punching each other, but it's a lot of talking.
That's a lot of door slamming and wife abusing.
Yeah.
They want him to take a drug test.
Yeah.
Okay. The Magniconte, they want him to take a drug test.
Yes,
He has,
Okay.
he has superhuman levels of test, so he's on.
and he's like, "I'll fucking deal with this later."
Yeah. And then he goes off to do something, I guess.
He's
solve a crime.
Yeah, then he runs away.
I'll tell you what he's going off to do. Take estrogen blockers.
He's got to balance this out. Got to get this cocktail right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happens. If you take testosterone and you don't take estrogen blockers, your body will try to increase its estrogen production to match its testosterone productions. So that's why you get those little boobies, those tiny little boobies around your nipples.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where that comes from.
Oh, I hate those things.
So you gotta take estrogen blockers.
So what is Joe Rogan on?
Testosterone, but he's an older man. He's supposed to be.
He looks like he's about to physically explode. Like every time
Yeah.
I see him, he's a little more condensed and a little redder, and it looks like it's red alert. Don't be in that room with him because he might go off.
Well, I think he's the great a case study of what happens when you raise your hormone level to a superhuman level in your late age.
Mhm.
Like he's like a pioneer doing this, and
Right.
Alive on the internet for us to watch.
How
if his-
old is he?
He's in his late 50s, I think, or early
Old man.
50s. He's definitely post 50. He doesn't look it
also-
though.
Also, why? Because we live in a world where you don't have to like hunt down a gazelle. Like
Because
No,
he
no, no.
looks
We
good.
live in a society.
we oh yeah, you know what?
We live in a society.
There you go.
Yeah, there's no point. There's no need for it. Like I understand wanting to be fit.
Because it looks
But-
good.
To a point, it looks good to look fit. It doesn't look good to look like The Rock. I understand why he does it because he has to look like a superhero.
He doesn't look. Oh well, the Joe Rogan does not look like The Rock. He just
I'm
looks
just
like
saying,
a
but
muscular man.
It's still it's not practical. There's no point for it. It's
Well,
not
he-
functional
he-
for anything.
He weightlifts and does jujitsu. It's practical. He does stuff.
But those aren't practical things. Those are just things to get you more muscular.
So
But the physical appearance of being that muscular, and I don't know specifically about him, but a lot of people.
I would love to be that muscular.
Why?
Because it's fucking awesome.
To a point. It gets to a point where it's just gross and impractical.
I
and
gotta
you can't
fuck
find
all
clothes
these
that fit.
wives.
When I look at him, I don't think he's muscular. I think
Yeah,
he's
women-
stocky or chunky or compact.
I think when you get, I'm not necessarily talking about Joe Rogan, but when you get that freakishly muscular, you're not attractive to women anymore. You're only attractive to yourself.
Well, but he's not freakishly muscular like Carrot Top. He's just like
Not anymore.
Well, that
compact.
was like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
He's
he
not-
leaned out. He leaned out
yeah,
dramatically.
He just looks like a guy now.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so Darlene, I guess she's looking for Magniconte, but he's taken his white suits
Oh
and
wait,
he's left.
wait. There's a. She said she's reading a letter. It says, Darlene,
Dar-
I took your words to heart as I eventually always do, and I made a decision. Until I get both myself and my edge under control, you'll always be in danger around me. I love you too much for that. Goodbye for now, Peggy.
Yeah, so he's left because he's out of control.
So he is
and,
on steroids.
Yeah.
And he is going crazy. He is running from a drug test.
and she's really upset because she's got a lot of money on this game.
Yeah, right? Well, they weren't
Oh,
going to win
fuck.
anyway.
He was the only one who might win. Like
He's
the
like,
rest of those.
He goes, yes, I am on steroids. I'm 45 years old. I'm playing in the NFL. It's pretty fucking obvious.
A silver
He's-
fox.
I mean, Tom Brady's on steroids, right?
Everyone who plays professional sports is on steroids.
every man you have
Every
ever seen
single-
is on steroids.
If you see a guy and he is 200 pounds plus and he
Mm-hmm.
has a visible six pack, that motherfucker is taking something.
The six pack it doesn't seem like it should be as hard to get as it is.
It's
It is a
called
sacrifice.
It's called starve, but then putting on muscle's hard. So if you're putting on muscle
Yeah.
and you're burning enough fat to the
Yeah.
point where you have visible abs, you're probably taking something.
Crazy. Yeah.
Unless you have like freak genetics.
So then we check out the Smashers locker room, and it looks like one of them is trying to learn Braille. What's going on in
Yeah.
there?
No, they're
'Cause
looking
they
at
got
That's a
nothing else.
playbook.
They're dividing their steroids.
That's a playbook.
They're like, they're forcing fleas to play football.
We're trying to figure this out. We're trying to figure this out as we go. We didn't read it ahead of time.
What if they were like?
I can just tell it's a playbook.
What if they had one of those like those magnet vibrating football games? Like
That don't work. Yeah.
And they're just like they're turning it on to see if their plays work.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't know electronic
Shay's too
football?
young.
Yeah, we'll look at this later. Yeah, it was just a table that you supposedly
Just YouTube it real quick so she can see it.
All right, fine. It doesn't work.
Technically, we're ahead of schedule.
No, I think. Well, no, we're pretty behind. Electronic. So yeah, this is the game. You put all these football figures on a little miniature football field, and then you turn it on.
This is like a newer board.
Yeah, this is. And you turn it on,
for those 4 yards.
which he doesn't seem to want to do. Why are we doing this?
I don't know. All right.
And at some
Oh
point-
God, his arm is horrific.
Okay, we don't like this guy.
I was hoping there's like
Yeah,
an old
no-
shitty one.
Yeah, nobody wants to show like the old shitty ones, but yeah, all it does is just vibrate the table, and like it's supposed to replicate the experience of all these people playing football. It clearly doesn't.
It doesn't. It just spin around. They're still making these boards.
Wow, these people do not know about the money shot. Like we want to see the table vibrate.
Right. Ooh,
All we're
I
seeing
know
is a bunch of nerds with big watches.
Do you guys
put
skip
pieces on
to
a board.
Do you guys skip to the end of the porn video to see how it ends before you like watch the rest of it, see if it's worth your time?
I mean, I skip around. I'm not going to watch a 20-minute scene.
Well, what if you switch hands? That way that way it lasts longer. That way you can enjoy the whole movie.
Yeah, you throw yourself off a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no bigger waste of time than watching an entire porn scene.
Some of them are like 40 minutes, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
Like-
I tell you what that's for. That's for when you're hooking up with your lady and you're watching porn.
Yeah, you put it on in the
together.
background. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's what that's
if I were
for.
making porn, I would heavily edit my porn to time it for what should be a reasonable masturbation session.
Well, then you need
What
to.
the shit is this?
Then you need to look
What?
at porn on Twitter.
I found a
Yes.
clip of it.
All my porn through tweets. Yeah, you found it.
I found
yeah.
a clip of I
It's
found a
dumb.
clip of the
Doesn't work.
game. What the
It
shit
doesn't
is
work.
this?
Yeah, right. It
It
doesn't
just
do
vibrates the
anything.
board.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, these guys are looking at a playbook. One of the other guys is just deciding which jersey he's going to wear. None of these guys are actually focusing on the game, it seems.
It's like this one is a little cleaner, but this one shows off my bicep a little more.
Like, oh my God, you fucking guys.
The guy runs in and goes, "Hey guys, the game started 20 minutes ago.
Our
What the fuck you
superpowered,
doing?"
our superpowered freak isn't here.
Oh, sorry, Magniconte usually tells us when the game starts.
I
Where
take
is
my
she?
orders from Magniconte.
And the one of the football players is breaking the fourth wall to look at us.
He's giving us a little wink, a little bit.
Oh, we're about
Yeah.
to play football.
I know this is a comic book. I know.
Am I on Dark Side's couch? Fun.
So then I guess the game started, and man, if I'm gonna know what's gonna go on, I'm gonna have to read these bubbles. So I guess I'm just not gonna know what's going on.
No, well, there's someone throws the ball and they get yards and they get tackled, and
Oh wow,
that's the game pretty much.
Oh, well, I hope they were all okay. I hope nobody
And
got
then,
hurt.
and then one of the football players gives the other guy a finishing move and he tries to pin him, but then
Oh,
his
yeah.
tag team partner runs in and breaks up the pin. Am I getting
Oh.
confused?
No, I think that's all right. I think that's exactly what happened.
Okay, and then another team from another city comes in and hits everyone with chairs.
Sure.
Disqualification. They disqualified the Super Bowl.
And then,
And then the general manager runs in and goes, "Oh no, we're not going to disqualify this Super Bowl. This is now a triple threat game."
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the winner of the Money in the Bank runs in and just pins whoever is the most hurt.
Yeah. He jumps off the cage.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Then we've got a guy in a purple shirt who is pissed off.
Yeah.
And he's yelling, "Break it, Bobby! Break it, Robbie! Go, go, go!
I just read
Stop
a story
that
about
shit!"
I just read a story about a guy who was so upset about I think it was Dallas losing that he threw something at his big screen TV, destroying it, and then I guess it was the last straw, so his wife took their children and left them.
Sweet, love it.
Thought that was going to be a much funnier story.
Yeah, it's
I
not a
guess it was-
funny story.
Guess it was just sad.
Yeah.
It's a thin line. It's a
That
thin
shows,
line between
that
the
shows,
two.
shows my childhood.
Here's something I think is funny. The gang's really going to enjoy this on the podcast.
Like this upsetting thing that happened to a
This-
family.
Hysterical story I have.
This podcast is brought to you by Sony.
And then we see
Therapy.
Sony and Hertz rent a car.
It hurts. My favorite kind of donuts.
Yeah. And then we see the kids in the crowd, and they're
They're
also
depressed.
losing a lot of money on this. Yeah, they're very unhappy.
Yeah.
Where's our
they're not-
superpowered freak? Why isn't he there?
And once again, someone's calling to the deaf girl from behind her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then they finally smack her in the back of the head. Pay attention.
Yeah, and then the game continues as they tend to do. Football goes on so fucking long, man.
It's a 3-hour game.
And then it gets to the end, and like in the last minute or so, they have so many stoppages in play. The last minute takes like an hour. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And there's
game.
overtime sometimes.
Yeah, and there's overtime sometimes. And they gotta have the post show where fucking Terry Bradshaw sits around and jokes about his tie or whatever the fuck they talk about there.
Yeah, and Vince McMahon is trying to book it. That's some good shit, brother.
So yeah, and then somebody scored. I think maybe the Crushers scored.
You know who did?
And-
Me at the fucking football party.
Yeah.
Well, all
Making-
the husbands are screaming and raging because
making out,
the
making out with one of the mistresses in the kitchen.
Yeah, and
the
her
bad
pencil
team
skirt.
won.
Yeah. Her pleated skirt.
I've,
Yeah, it looks like the bad team is winning. The Crushers are winning. I mean,
Yeah.
they seem like a good team. Like they.
Well, it's
they
because
got a shit
Magna
together.
Carta
Magna
won't
Carta.
play.
Magniconte.
Yeah, Magniconte's not there. But it
He
turns
lo-
out he.
Magniconte is in the crowd. He literally flipped up his collar so people wouldn't recognize him.
And sunglasses.
Magniconte flipped up his collar and wore sunglasses.
Cool
He had great
guy.
disguise.
Tony.
He's sitting. He's sitting right behind the upset kids that are upset that he's not there.
Right. He's like laughing. He's spitting at the back of their heads.
Like, God, does he think we don't see him right there?
Except
Fucking-
he's 20 pounds heavier because he's been doing even more steroids.
Oh God, fucking Magniconte, this fucking moron. Why does he not get in the fucking game? He seriously thinks we don't see him because his collar's up.
Yeah.
He's ruining the Super Bowl for us.
Right. But I bet that Magniconte was going to
I'm
show
gonna
up.
say something. I'm gonna say something.
I'm gonna talk to him.
And someone recognizes him and goes, "I'm going to shoot this motherfucker." so he pulls out his gun and shoots Magniconte in the
No.
face.
No, he doesn't do that quite.
Does this story seem possible?
How do you know? You didn't read the book.
Well, I assume that this. Well, first of all,
No,
I've
no,
read
you
issue.
can't
No,
Jonathan
because I've
Frakes
read
me
issue-
now.
Because I've read issue 10. Because we read 2 issues later when he's going to South America to bust a dictator.
That was a
He clearly
prequel.
doesn't.
This is the end. Magniconte gets busted for drug use, and someone in the crowd is so upset they shoot him.
So Magniconte is sitting behind the kids, and the guy is sitting behind Magniconte. I wonder who's sitting behind him.
This game, where are they playing? By the way, this looks like a pretty cheap stands. Like, shouldn't they be in like a giant arena?
Nope. No, this is a local Super Bowl. This isn't the big one. They're not authorized to use the term Super Bowl.
This
They're
is
going to
the-
get shut down.
This is the Canadian Football League.
Yes. So the guy reaches in and he's actually pulling the guy sitting behind Magna Carta. He pulls out his smokes, which are next to a gun. So I guess the implications that he might
Hold
have
on.
killed him. What?
Yeah, the name of the brand is actually Smokes.
Smokes. I mean, in fairness, if you can name your cigarette Smokes, that's going to be great for advertising.
He looks like a character from NYPD Blue.
Yeah, he's got the trash stash. He's got the salt and pepper hair.
Oh,
Looking
Shea,
great.
that was a cop drama from the 90s.
With
I know Dennis Franz showed his butt.
Yeah, a lot.
He did. Yeah,
All the
don't gotta
time.
tell me. I've spent a
Yeah.
few loads.
Well,
I don't know,
Don't gotta skip to the end of that video if you know what I'm saying.
It wasn't easy to get porn. You jerked off to the asses that you saw.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true. I used to masturbate to late night Spanish television
Sure.
because
I
they
used
didn't
to
give
do-
a fuck.
I used to do that thing where you could like if you turn on the Spice channel and it wouldn't come in, but for like a fraction of a second you kind of make it out.
You could hear it. That's all you
could
need.
hear it? Yeah, and if you just kept kind of going back and forth from that and another channel, you get a little bit of like a flip book effect.
And it's not like it's gonna take a while. You're like 11.
Yeah, whatever.
You're getting off.
I barely know what's going on here.
It's best to just get rid of it because you're never
Yeah.
because you're gonna become one of those weird obsessive little kids.
Yeah. Rub
Did you
it
ever
out.
have that one kid went to your school who's like a deviant sexually? Because like he didn't deal with it well growing up, so he like became like a deviant.
Well, if you don't know the deviant in your school, the sexual deviant in your school, it
It's
was
you. It's
Yeah.
you. I know him.
fuck.
I
Yeah.
know him, and then I just read recently that he got in trouble for some stuff as an adult. So I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, I knew all that about him. I knew.
Yeah, that seems about right. That man's name was Dennis Hastert.
Yeah, it was. No,
No.
it's a different dude. But yeah, Des Astor did some shit in my school.
Yeah, he did. All right, so now the Smashers and the Crumblers or whatever, they're talking to the ref, and they're both pissed off at the same time.
Yeah, right. Because they
Things
both
aren't going
want to
well.
win, apparently.
Yeah, they both would like to win this game. Apparently, it's important.
Right. They're both disqualified. Both teams.
And then one of them gets a Hans Moleman man getting hit by football moment, where it just bounces off of him. Looks good. Now it looks like I'm guessing the Smashers are making a bit of a comeback here because now they're pretty excited, and the kids are happy now too.
And they're yelling out, "Yeah, look out! Here we come!" And then they pull out their dicks, beating it in front of the crowd.
Yeah, they're a school full of the sexual deviants.
Yeah, and the kids are like, "Yeah, eat them up," as they're eating up the jizz.
Jesus Christ,
You
Mike.
jizz on the head of the person in front of you. Yeah.
that was. It
never
was
played that
me.
game?
That guy was me in my school. I guess it was me.
Yeah.
It was a dude game. It was a dude thing. So I guess they might win without Magniconte.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So does he still get to like? Because afterwards they're gonna win. He's gonna go into the locker room and say, "Hey, good job, guys." So they're gonna, what the fuck? Where
He
the
still
fuck
gets-
were you?
He still gets paid.
Then I would expect the rest of the Smashers to fucking kill him.
What would
Like
they
he gets
care?
paid. He didn't even play.
You know, they're gonna get millions of dollars no matter how well they do.
Yeah, you know what else? They're gonna get concussions because they're shorthanded out there.
Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, they don't have Superman out there.
Like, dude, you could have won this by yourself. We saw you in the stand. Do you think we couldn't tell with the fucking flipped up coat?
Right.
Eyeballing a bunch of kids.
Maybe they were happy about it because he took the fall. They did, the rest of them didn't get drug tested.
Yeah, he fell on the sword. It's like when a rapper has somebody in their posse just to like say all the drugs were theirs when they get pulled over.
Yeah,
Like he just takes a fall. Yeah, he goes
that's
to
a
jail
good
for a year.
gig.
That's not a thing.
Yes,
That
it
is
is
absolutely a thing.
Yes, it
rappers,
is.
rappers keep a guy in their
Really?
posse who knows
Why
that if
do you
shit goes
think-
down,
why
he
do you
says
think-
it's not his. Yep,
Like, why do you think celebrities have like
their
posses?
entourage.
Their entourages. Why do you think they exist? Why do you
I
think
guess I
Elvis?
never really thought about
Why do
it.
you think Elvis bought all of his guys' cars all the time?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I
he's voted jail.
legitimately, I don't think I ever really thought about it.
Because they went to jail for him because
Yeah.
he committed a bunch of crimes.
Yep, yep. That's a good gig.
Well, today I learned.
Yeah, why do you think anyone does those things?
Learning a lot of guy shit about taxes and football and being the fall guy for a rapper.
Yeah, you're thinking like, man, rich people never go to jail. Yeah, why do you think? How do you think they do that? they pay people to take those raps.
That happened in The Dark Knight too, when one of Maroney's guys claimed that he was the head of all the operations.
Oh yeah. Then he tried to shoot. What's his name?
He tried to shoot Harvey Dent, and Harvey Dent took apart the
yeah.
gun. Like, how do you know how to do that?
I still say they should have switched those roles. Harvey Dent should have been Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne should have been Harvey Dent.
That was a little too late. We've talked about the tragic career trajectory of Aaron Eckhart before. Like,
Yeah, right.
My
Made that
God.
Frankenstein movie and fucked his career.
like I said this before, but when I saw Dark Knight, I was like, oh, I guess we just need to get used to seeing Aaron Eckhart in AAA movies for like the next 30 years, and then it just didn't happen.
And you ended up being Chris fucking Pratt.
Yeah, ended up being that guy. Our Aaron Eckhart could be our Mario right now.
Yeah, right. He could have been in all those shitty Jurassic Park movies I didn't see.
Yeah, he could have been what's his name? Star Fox? What the fuck is
Yeah, Star Fox.
Gun-
Star Lord?
Star Lord? Yeah.
I believe
favorite
in
character.
Fox.
Why do you act like we didn't read his fucking comic on here?
We didn't.
We didn't.
Yeah, we
Did we
didn't.
read a Star Lord comic?
No, we tried,
No.
and then we realized it was like 1,000 pages long, so we didn't
Oh.
Oh, I think that we did read a Guardians of the Galaxy, but one, Shea wasn't there. That was the one episode after she started that she wasn't on. And two, it was the different crew. It was like the 90s batch. It wasn't the batch from the movies.
do it. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
Well, they're in the movies. They're just, they're different.
yeah, just kind of hanging out in the background. So now it's looking like the Smashers have lost.
Yep.
Yeah, this game, it says, this game has had it all. Controversy on and off the field, thanks to the absence of Mr. Magnificent.
Yeah, well, they cinched it because it became 21-10. So there's no way to overcome it.
Oh,
And they all got haircuts you could set your watch to.
So yeah, all these kids are sitting here brokenhearted. But again, Magniconte is sitting right behind them.
Right? He could just put on a uniform and play.
Yeah, you could say this at any time. What a fucking asshole.
If he just took that drug test and didn't beat up his wife, he'd probably be able to play.
Smash that
who
lamp.
who you kidding? Just take the drug test. No one gives a shit if you beat up your wife.
So it says, uncomfortable.
Hey,
so
hey,
long
welcome
after-
to the NFL. That's what,
I didn't choose this life.
what do you think they're doing?
So
Like, what are you guys all surprised? She's like, oh my God, people don't take steroids.
I'm just
yes,
trying
they
to
do.
know.
I didn't say that. I said I didn't realize how prolific it was.
That motherfucker playing Thor? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Yeah. I'm
That
just
guy's
trying
gonna
to-
be. He's making himself even bigger to play Hulk Hogan.
I'm trying to just not think about reality for a little bit longer. Hold on to
Was
the last
Hulk
little bit
Hogan
of
on
childhood.
steroids?
What? Hulk Hogan is a steroid.
Yeah, Hulk
He
Hogan
is a steroid man with hair.
He is still taking steroids.
Is John Cena on steroids?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, my.
boy.
So okay. So there is. Do you ever see those cows in Europe? They're like crazy muscular.
No.
So okay. So like there's a mutation mammals get where because there's an enzyme in our bodies
Let's talk
that
about this.
prevent muscle growth. They like there's only a certain amount of muscle you could grow. Well, some people are mutants and they're born without that, so their muscles just grow to a crazy size. And some bodybuilders have that. They're like some natural bodybuilders are drug free. They don't look it. And John Cena, he's always sworn up and down he doesn't take steroids. So he looks like those European bulls with that mutation. So like it's possible.
I've been enjoying Peacemaker, but I have trouble focusing on it because all I can see is that giant vein in his right bicep. It looks like a map of Eastern Europe. Like-
So if you wanted to have the argument saying John Cena is on steroids, the reason why bodybuilders are so veiny is because a lot of these steroids make your skin real thin, so you see their veins more.
He's got one. Yeah, I know, but he's got one specific one because
Oh,
he's still bulky, and usually bulky people don't have a lot of veins.
The squirrely one.
He's got a squirrely vein in his right bicep that I cannot not look at. They need to edit that out. I can't look away.
I don't think I've ever noticed it.
He's got a big
my
fat
God.
dick too. Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'm sure
How
he
do you
does.
know that?
Because he's running around these movies and these. Well, first of all, he's been a pro wrestler for a long time.
Yeah,
You're
we've
seeing
seen it
what those
all.
guys. Yeah, you see what those guys' dicks looks like. But in the show, he's like running around in his whitey tighties.
Yeah,
It's like, damn,
yeah, looking great,
He's
looking great.
filling out those whitey tighties.
Yeah, he is.
But see, there you go. He might not be on steroids because look at the size of his balls.
Well, I mean, you can always put a fake testicle down there. We've already learned about the power of fake testicles.
I don't see John Cena as a fake testicle kind of guy.
No, he's not a stuffer. All right. So after the game has ended, we see them all back in the locker room, and they're all having various freakouts.
One guy smashes his head against the mirror, leaving that blood smear or the broken glass part is.
One guy's giving a kid like the game football. Like, yeah, fucking thanks.
Kid
I
throws
want the
it.
football from the loser.
Kid deflates it and throws it in the garbage on his way out.
Fuck you.
And another guy is giving everyone flat top haircuts, not realizing that they lost the game. He's just
The
doing
other
it.
the other kid has a jersey that he clearly doesn't want. Like, I'm gonna wipe
Right.
my ass with this.
He just leaves it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Lazy.
jerseys just on the ground from all the kids who just left the
All the
jerseys.
kids who didn't want them. Oh god.
That's how it is though in football. Like they always say, "Oh, they had a good season." I'm like, did they win the Super Bowl? Then they
Dude.
didn't.
That's how the Olympics are. Nobody cares about the silver and the bronze.
Yeah, you lost.
Go home. You trained all your life for this, and now you're nothing.
I mean, it's like, oh, they had a good season this year. The fuck are you talking about? There can only be one winner.
Those points don't carry over. It doesn't matter. As soon as that
Yeah.
season's over, none of this mattered.
You know, I think like the Super Bowl champion should be like Goro in Mortal Kombat, where they don't have to compete in the next season. They only have to play whoever wins that previous season because they're the champions. Why are they fucking?
So they've had a year to either hone their bodies or get soft, and we'll see.
Well,
what
they
it's
didn't
like.
take any of the hits. It's called champion's advantage.
Well, that's pretty good. All right. So now they're all screaming at each other. They're blaming everybody else, and we know whose fault it was.
Yeah, right. Not
clear.
Magniconte. He's a fucking
Yeah.
awesome dude.
Now the coach comes in, screams about how it's a fucking embarrassment, kicks the trash can.
Yeah. So then, Magniconte didn't even go into the locker
And then
room.
Magniconte comes in and just goes, "What's the matter, coach? You had a good season. Why are you mad?"
Looking forward to next year. See you guys in practice.
Yep.
No, so he walks around and he goes into a lab and he says, all right, time to close this chapter. And then Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad is hanging out there with a syringe.
Yep. Now, see, like, why didn't he do this before the game?
I don't know, but it looks like he's going to get ambushed by a skeleton hiding behind the door.
It does.
And the doctor knows it's there.
He
Like
put it there.
Him and the skeleton are in cahoots. Finally, something superhero-y is happening.
That's fine. I've been waiting for this. But yeah, apparently he's going to be injected or tested. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's how the book ends.
This new universe thing is just a football drama. I'm guessing since the comic book continues, he wasn't popped during his drug test. I mean, he could have played.
Yeah, he could have ran down there anytime. Who's going to stop him? He's superhuman. And apparently in this world, he's the only superhuman.
He did not play because he was potentially doing drugs. He didn't play because he's killing people.
It's like if they drug test him, they're only going to test for things they know about. If he's some crazy genetic superhero freak, they're not going to be able to test for that.
Well, you think they might tell him like, well, you can't play at all.
They're like, wow, your test levels are huge, but there's no signs of you doping.
Yeah.
Just a God-given talent.
That's the end. What do we think?
I liked it. So I'm going to give this 4 sad children deflating footballs and throwing them in the garbage.
Shée?
Like 2 out of 5.
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know what happened, but I'll just say 2 out of 5 torn ACLs.
That also sounds like lions breaking their necks.
Oh yeah, right.
That's Magniconte wrestling with the skeleton.
Yeah, right. That skeleton doesn't have the kind of muscle that Magniconte has. He's not going to stand a chance.
Living up to his "Oh Snap" tattoo.
He got that after he killed the lion
and the skeleton.
And the skeleton. Yeah, moreover, the skeleton.
After remembering what he did, he's like, "Yeah, dude, you know what?
Never forget.
If I kill a lion with my bare hands, the first thing I'm skinning it, and I'm using it as like a bedspread, or
you're gonna walk around with it, yeah.
As I'm fucking Super Bowl wives.
Super Bowl wives, yeah.
And then I'm gonna wear the hat as like the head as a hat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drape the lion head over my football helmet.
Yeah, and then you're gonna invade the Capitol dressed like that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I bet Magniconte for sure is a patriot.
Oh, he was there. He was absolutely there.
He's trying to. He'll stop the steal.
What were you gonna say, Mike? Did we ever do something or find something?
Oh wait, so like last year, like when we did the last blind read of kickers, what was your rating system?
I think it had something to do with, well, we can find out because I have Excel spreadsheets for these kinds of things.
God bless autism.
Yep. And by the way, if you didn't catch the bombshell in previous episode, I am technically autistic, so we are allowed to say that.
Listeners know. Listeners know.
Yeah. I was just really it's like Smithers coming out. It was just time to tell people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super Bowl shuffles. 2 out of 5 Super Bowl shuffles.
All
Not
right.
a well-received comic either.
All right. Well, no, for you guys, I probably liked that one too.
Yeah, you probably did.
I like kickers.
Hey, let's talk about next week. Let's get
All
right
right,
into
let's
this.
do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Shée, do you want to tell people what next week is?
Yeah, so next week is Valentine's Day, and because we run on stereotypes, I'm going to take over the episode, and we're going to do Secret
Why?
Hearts. And I think it's Secret Hearts 83, 84?
Well, we're looking at it. I brought the cover up here. It's 83.
Well, but I don't. Okay, 83. And I specifically chose this comic because it is where Roy Lichtenstein got some of his artwork for some of his famous paintings.
Yeah. Pointillism art. Yeah.
Yeah, Drowning Girl is from this one.
Yeah. And we've got this cover here. And as for why, Mike was incredulous that Shée was taking over because I don't fucking want to. And because Valentine's Day is for girls.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's for all the romantics out there.
I think it's for Hallmark.
Like myself.
Really.
Well, I was about to say, then Mike, you would have to take over the episode because I'm not very romantic.
Mike ain't doing that.
The last time James let me pick a Valentine's Day issue, it was about pedophilia.
I think it may have been the only time we did. What issue was that? I think it may have been the only time we've done a Valentine's Day, and it was Green Lantern Corps. Let me see where that was. Green Lantern Corps, episode 33, Green Lantern Corps number 206, when Hal Jordan falls in love with Aricia, who is a child who has aged herself up so that she can fuck Hal Jordan.
That was one of my favorite episodes for like the longest time.
That was a great time. But yeah, we've got Secret Hearts, and we're looking at the cover here, and we've got this dude. He's also got a Letterman jacket, just like Captain N. I wonder if he had to get his specially made as well.
And he's a Bem.
Yeah. And he's dancing with a woman. And this other woman is crying.
Identifies as, we assume.
And this other woman is saying, he's dancing to our song with that girl, based. So yeah, that's what we're gonna find out about next week. What happened there?
It's like when Brittany Murphy is sad in the diner in Clueless.
Oh, was that Brittany Murphy?
Yeah, Brittany Murphy.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah, I know. Tragic. Too bad she was like completely insane in real life.
Yeah. I had a big thing for Alicia Silverstone at the time.
Oh yeah. See, I like Brittany Murphy.
But you haven't seen Clueless.
I probably saw it when I was a kid. I saw it for a very particular reason. Yeah, so we'll talk about Alicia Silverstone next week. Why not?
Yeah, right. She's
a
great.
little crazy. I think she might be an anti-vaxxer.
Marries her brother at the end of the movie.
Oh, good for her. I'm sure they're happy now. I'm sure their kids aren't mutants at all.
What's the fuck is the name of that guy everyone loves? Paul Rudd. That's who played her brother.
And it was her stepbrother.
Yeah, okay.
All right, whatever.
Okay.
And then their parents aren't married anymore at that point.
Yeah, but he was like 23 and she was like
based
16.
on a Shakespeare play. What the fuck do you expect?
Yeah, she was like a 16-year-old high school student. He was going to law school.
that was weird.
Like, he was going to law school, which means he already did his 4 years in normal college.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the dad was like setting it up. Gross.
How about we step over to the closing plugs, Shea? Get out of here.
Okay. Sure. So subscribe and rate us by looking for Dark Side's Couch on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else that you listen to. And follow us at darksidescouch.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Darksidescouch, all one word.
And and spell Dark Side right.
Yeah, spell it right.
DARKSEID.
Yeah, get it right.
COUCH.
Okay, yeah, I think we're done. You guys got any last comments before we get out of here?
A football would be a lot better if it was booked by Vince McMahon.
Shea?
Even if you're scared of needles, get back.
That's all for now, Cushion Crusaders. We'll talk to you next time on the couch.
You weren't tested positive for anabolic steroids.
No!